Hey guys, this is Azerlin with quick first impressions of Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 is a first-person shooter set in the period of World War I. It has both a single-player campaign and multiplayer. After I had played a third of the single-player campaign and over 7.5 hours of multiplayer during the 10-hour trial period, I decided to refund my pre-order. The multiplayer is really good, and those who enjoyed Battlefield 3 and 4 will certainly like Battlefield 1 as well. There are different maps and game modes available. Some games can have up to 32 players on each team. The game looks fantastic, the environments are gorgeous, and the vehicles, aircrafts, and character designs are all excellent. The audio is amazing as well. The music and the voice acting are great, and the sound effects are phenomenal. With all the bombs and the shots going off all around you, it feels very immersive. And I was impressed at how well the game performed in the 64-player multiplayer. I only recall lagging very briefly for less than a handful of times. The vehicles, aircrafts, and horses are all really fun to use, and when they're used correctly can easily turn the tide of combat. Fighting in the trenches and in close quarters feels intense with so many players. I would have liked to have seen more destructible buildings, but there was still a fair amount of structures that you could destroy. I also like that the losing team spawns an extremely powerful vehicle in order to help them get back in the fight. It results in a lot of very close scores by the end of the game, and players need to keep up on their efforts to secure the win. For the most part, I really enjoyed the multiplayer, and it's definitely a quality game experience. With that being said, I have a hard time getting past a couple things that keep me from wanting to come back to the game in the long term. The first of them being the Season Pass content after already buying the full price game. It really frustrates me that this has become more or less a standard business practice, and I can't stand feeling like I'm forced to buy it for fear of being dropped from servers for not having the proper map packs. I might be a little more tolerant of the high cost of the game plus Season Pass if it wasn't for the fact that spending that much doesn't even unlock all the in-game weapons. It really pisses me off that even after paying full price for a first-person shooter game, you still have to play a lot to farm up and unlock all of the weapons that are completely relevant and sometimes necessary to gameplay. I just can't support this greedy business model, and it's truly unfortunate because the game is exceptionally good. I really miss the old days of Battlefield Bad Company 2, where you got all of the items and could just jump in at any time, be on equal footing, and play all the same maps as everyone else without having to pay out the wazoo or grind up more levels. The single-player campaign is broken down into 6 separate war stories that are each focused on completely unrelated characters. I finished the first 2 war stories in less than 2 hours. I liked what I played of the campaign. When I played the first war story, I was immediately shocked by it. When you die, you don't respawn, but you take control of another soldier. To think of how each of those deaths on the battlefield was somebody, it's very disheartening, and I actually felt pretty bad when the soldiers I was playing died. The second war story was focused on a small group of soldiers, and I liked the story there as well, but it didn't evoke as much of an emotional response as the first mission did. I think because it was so short and focused on the same few characters, I just didn't get enough time or backstory to really feel a strong connection with them. I think if the story had focused on the same characters for a much longer time and with a lot more character development, it could have been much more impactful. I still want to play the rest of the war stories in the campaign, but I will wait for a substantial sale before even thinking about buying this game again. I refunded the game because I was turned off by the need to spend more or grind more in multiplayer, and the campaign alone didn't feel like it would have enough substance to justify the full cost of the game. If you've thought about getting Battlefield 1 for only the campaign, I highly suggest waiting for a decent sale. If you are looking to play some excellent multiplayer with vehicles, horses, and old school weapons from the World War I era, and you don't mind paying for the Season Pass or having to pay or play to get all of the available weapons, then Battlefield 1 is a very good game that's worth playing. I hope my first impressions have helped you. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and post your feedback in the comments below. Thanks everyone, and have a wonderful day.